So you hired your first sales team and you went out there and told them to sell. 3 months in, every rep is doing something completely different. Leads are slipping through the cracks and you have no idea what's actually in your pipeline. Most teams try to fix this by having more meetings, but don't do that. Do this instead. Here's what's actually happening right now. You have one rep that's logging things in a spreadsheet that he's made up. You have another one using a CRM with made up fields. And the third somehow just remembers everything. You ask for a pipeline update on Monday and you get 3 different answers. Or worse, you get nothing and you end up chasing people down on Slack trying to get updates. It's not that your sales reps are bad. They showed up and they were ready for work, but you didn't give them anything to really follow. So they're making it up as they go. And every single one of them is making up something completely different that works best for them. And we need to fix that. Here's what it looks like when it's fixed. Every rep is doing the same thing. When a deal moves forward, you know exactly why. When a deal stalls, you know where it stalled. And you open one screen and see exactly what's happening across your entire team. No more Monday pipeline meetings where you're just trying to figure out what's real. No more chasing people for updates. No more guessing whether the deal is actually going to close or if the rep is just being optimistic. Right now, it takes you 3 hours of Slack messages to get a picture of your pipeline. This gets it down to 30 seconds. And I'm not just going to tell you how. I'm going to open up Attio, my CRM of choice, and build it with you right now. What I'm going to be showing you in this video is going to be within the context of the Attio CRM because that's one of my favorite CRMs. However, the same concepts and ideas are applied to all CRMs, whether it be HubSpot, Salesforce, Attio. I'll have more videos in the future for other CRMs, but the core concept and takeaway of this video that is important for you to walk away with is the processes that you need to have in place to stop your sales team from running around in opposite directions and not working towards your sales goals. So right now, one rep qualifies a prospect after a 5-minute phone call. Another one waits until they've had 3 meetings. And the third one just goes with their gut. You can't coach what you can't see. And you definitely can't improve when nobody does the same way. Here's what actually works. Go back to your last 5 closed deals. Not your playbook. Not what you think should happen. Look at what actually did happen between the first conversation and the signed contract. What were the real steps? Was there a discovery call? A demo? Did someone send a proposal? Did the prospect loop in their boss at some point? Write all of these steps down. These real steps are the ones that actually happened, and they end up becoming your true playbook. Not some CRM default stages, not something you copy from a blog post, but something that is truly yours. So let's dive into Attio and show you how that actually happens in practice. And I'm going to build this out with you in a fresh new instance in real time. So on the left side here, we're going to go ahead and go to our deals records. And you'll see that we have a pipeline. We can create a new view for the pipeline, but we can just, to simplify this, I'm going to keep it on the original pipeline that comes out of the box. You'll see here that Attio comes with pre-built statuses. So we're going to go ahead and just modify these to actually fit our process and our playbook that we've discovered. So we're going to go up here in the top right, hit manage attributes, and then we'll go down to that deal stage and we'll edit the attribute. And we could do a combination of renaming and creating new statuses. So for our first status here, we're just going to go ahead and rename this to first conversation, demo completed. And this occurs after the discovery. So we're just going to move this. We're going to do and the new status. We're going to call this proposal sent. And once again, I am just putting together what I find to be the most useful pipeline. This, once again, should be unique to your business. And lastly, we're going to have decision maker looped in. And we're going to just reorganize this to be won and lost at the end. So now we've created the base framework that our deals must live in to ensure that our sales reps are following our process. So if we hop back into our pipeline, we'll see that all of our new statuses / deal stages are listed out here in a nice Kanban view. This, once again, helps ensure that our sales reps are following our specific sales process that we've outlined based on our last 5 successful deals. There's no more, what does qualified mean? What stage is this deal in? Well, what does that stage mean? Etc. This is all well defined out. Okay, so now that everybody's following the same steps, we've made great progress. But leads are still going to be falling through the cracks. And here's why. 2 reps are working on the same account and neither one knows it. prospect went cold 3 weeks ago because nobody followed up and everybody assumed someone else was handling it. A deal has been sitting in the same spot for a month and you only find out when the prospect ghosts you. And every step of the deal, 3 things need to be dead clear. Who owns it? What has to happen for it to move forward? And what gets recorded so the next person isn't walking in blind? Take the point where you've had a real discovery call. At that moment, you should know, is there the right budget fit? Is there a timeline? And who actually ends up making the decision? If you don't know these 3 things, the deal isn't ready to move forward. Period. End of story. And if nobody wrote it down, the next person who touches the deal ends up starting from zero. So before we even end up touching a single setting, I want you to think about something. At the end of this video, we're going to build a dashboard. 3 reports for deals by stage, stalled deals, and what's closing this month. That dashboard is the whole point. It's the 30-second pipeline check that replaces that Monday morning Slack chaos. So before you add a bunch of different attributes because they seem useful, ask yourself, what do you actually need to see on the dashboard? What questions do you need answered every Monday morning? Work backwards from there. If a field doesn't show up in a report, you'd actually look at, don't create it. Every attribute you add adds something for a rep that they have to fill in. The more junk you add to the CRM, the less they'll fill in anything at all. So in our hypothetical scenario that we're working through, we have 3 main questions we care about. Do they have the budget for our solution? Who's the right decision maker to talk to? And what's their timeline? Those 3 things tell you whether a deal is real or just wishful thinking. And they're exactly what you're going to filter on in the reports later. Those 3 attributes, not 15. Back in Attio, I'm going to show you exactly how to configure the fields to track the true data points that we care the most about. We're going to go up top here to manage attributes, and we're going to create 4 new attributes. First attribute is going to be a checkbox field that is called is budget confirmed. This is an indicator, and we're just going to add a simple description here so that when future reps get into the system, they know what this field is for. Indicate that the budget has been confirmed as a fit for our solutions. We're going to go ahead and create that attribute. This time we're going to make a text one that says, who is the true decision maker? This field is for you to provide the role of the decision maker, the company. We're going to go ahead here, hit create attribute. We're going to go ahead and create our 3rd attribute, which is a date field for their timeline. When are they looking to implement our solution? And then lastly, I'm going to create one last field that would be super helpful for our reporting, which is the deal closed date. This is the date when the deal is closed. And create that. The flexibility of Attio is great. It works a little bit different from the traditional CRMs. CRMs typically let you block a deal from moving to a certain stage unless a specific field is filled in. In our case, these 3 fields. So in the next step here, I'm going to show you how to build a workflow to help ensure that these stages are moving in the right direction based on different conditions. The next important key field to be aware of on our deals object is the deal owner. So if I open up a deal here, we always want to ensure that we are assigning the deal owner to each of the deals to better keep track of which SDR is working on what. Another great component to Attio, and most CRMs have this as well, is the ability to associate people to a deal. We should always be ensuring that we are associating the right people to each deal so we know who to follow up with and to help ensure that nobody slips through the cracks. So now that we've set this all up, in the next step here, we're going to work through the workflows to help us ensure that all of this data gets filled in accurately and is actually being maintained by the sales team. Now, here's where most teams end up hitting a wall. You did the first 2 steps, you wrote everything down, and you shared it with the team. Everyone nods, and 2 weeks later, nothing has changed. You made that great Google Doc, you shared it at a team meeting, everybody nodded, maybe someone even said, this is great. 2 weeks later, nobody's following it. It's the same chaos, different Tuesday. Here's the real problem. The doc is great, but it doesn't stop anyone from skipping steps. A rep can blow past all of these steps in all these systems and nothing happens. The doc just sits in a folder. Nobody opens it after the first week. So instead of hoping your team follows the doc, make it so the system catches them when they skip the important stuff. And this is where we're going to end up using Attio's great built-in workflow feature to do some of the heavy lifting for us to help us ensure that our team is operating effectively. So now we're back into Attio and we're going to go to the workflow section and we're going to build out 4 main workflows. Our first workflow is going to be the stalled deal alert workflow. The second workflow is going to be the stage gate enforcement. The third workflow is going to be the auto task creation based on deal stage. And then lastly, we're going to fill in our close date automatically so we can keep better track of when deals are being closed. So we're going to go ahead here and just hit new workflow. And we're going to give our workflow a name at the top here, stalled deal alert. And we're going to use our attribute update and we're going to pick our deals object here. We're going to create, and we're going to select our attribute of deal stage. So we're going to add our next block here. We're going to add a filter to filter out deals that are in a closed won or closed lost status, because we don't really care about the closed won and closed lost. Those should not be alerting us as a stalled deal because they've reached the end of the life cycle, right? So conditions is, we're going to change this to be is not one, and we're going to convert this to a advanced filter. We're going to add another one here. We're going to say deal stage is not lost. We're going to switch this to be an or. And now we filtered out our deals so that we eliminate the deals won and the deals lost because those will always remain in the same spot for the most part. We're going to add in another block here to now check for stalled deals. We want to check for deals that have been stalled for 14 days. So we're going to go ahead here and just add in a delay step and we're going to say 14. We're going to pick days. So now if a deal has been in the same stage for 14 days, we can now trigger a notification. So in the next block here, we're going to add a broadcast message. And in our broadcast message, we're going to alert the sales rep by creating a warning style. We're going to target specific users. And we're going to target the deal owner, letting them know that this deal has been stalled. We're just going to create a quick title here for our record. Deal name has been stalled for 14 days. Follow up with the lead on this deal. And just like that, we've created our first workflow, which is the stalled deal alert that alerts us after 14 days of deal being delayed. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. And we're going to start working on our next workflow here. I'm going to go back to workflows. I'm going to hit new workflow and I'm building this in real time, guys, with you. So you're able to replicate this on your end. And once again, these core concepts and ideas work for any CRM. I'm just presenting it from Attio because that's one of my favorite CRMs. This can work in HubSpot, Salesforce, etc. The next one we're going to build out here is the stage gate enforcement. We want to ensure that our teams are always filling in the correct information on a deal before moving it forward. So we're going to go ahead here and add another trigger of attribute updated. We're going to pick our deal object. We're going to pick our deal stage attribute. So in our case, when a deal is in a proposal sent stage, we want to ensure that the budget has been confirmed in this example here. In our hypothetical scenario here, we are trying to keep an eye on deals that are in a proposal sent stage. And if they are in that stage, we want to ensure that we automatically check if that deal's budget has been confirmed or not. So I'm going to go ahead here and add in our next block, which is the filter block. We're going to filter for deals that are in a proposal sent stage. So deal stage is proposal sent. Then we're going to add another block here that is an if else. So now that we've gotten all of our deals that are in the proposal stage, we're going to check for if the budget is confirmed as true. If this is true, we're not going to do anything. If it is false, we're going to create a broadcast message, once again alerting our SDR of an error, letting them know that they have to confirm the budget. So we're going to once again target the deal owner. We're going to say in our title here, we're going to pick the deal name is missing a budget. Confirm the client has a budget. And we're going to go ahead and publish that essentially. So once again, guys, we've created another workflow here that helps us ensure that the sales team is filling in all of the information that is required to move the deal along. All right, so let's build our third workflow here. And the purpose of this workflow is going to be to alert our sales team on the different actions that they must perform. So when a discovery call is had, we need to alert them and create a task for them and say, hey, send out a recap email within 24 hours of that meeting. We're just going to give this the name of auto create task at stage transition. And then here, once again, for our trigger, we're going to pick attribute updated. We're going to pick our deals object. We're going to pick our deal stage. We're going to pick when that is updated. We're going to add in here an if else. And if the deal stage is discovery call, we're going to add to the true a task. We're going to call this task send follow-up recap email within 24 hours. And then we're going to assign it to the deal owner. And we could add in a due date. We can link different records to it. But for the case of this video, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to go ahead. We're going to publish that. And then lastly, our last workflow is going to be a workflow to fill in our close date so we can use that for reporting and dashboards. So update close date in our new workflow. We're going to once again do attribute updated. We're going to pick our input. It's going to be deals. We're going to pick our attribute deal stage. Then we're going to pick if else. If the deal is in a stage of closed won, we're going to update the record on the deal. And we're going to pick our record as our record here. Our attribute to update is going to be our deal close date. And we're going to pick here a variable of updated at, so that when that record is updated and moved to a closed won stage, we're going to automatically update the deal close date with that same value so that we can keep track of our deals that are closed this month. We're going to go ahead here and publish that workflow. So now, just to recap real quick, we've built out 4 different workflows that are going to help keep our team on track. We're going to have that stalled deal alert for deals that are stuck in the same stage for more than 14 days. We have our stage gate enforcement, where if a deal has moved to a new stage and the budget hasn't been confirmed, we're going to alert the team to fill in and confirm that budget. We're going to auto create a task when the stage has been updated to discovery to ensure that they send out a follow-up email within 24 hours with a recap. And then lastly, we're going to update our close date on our deals automatically when that stage becomes closed won. So even though we've created all this great groundwork, you still can't see what's in your pipeline. You're going to ask your team, how's the pipeline looking? You're still going to get 3 different numbers, or worse, silence, followed by scrambled spreadsheets 2 days later. You're running the company and you still can't answer the most basic question about your sales team. If you followed along and completed the first 3 steps correctly, the answer is already sitting there. 1 screen, 3 questions. How many deals are live now? Which ones are stuck? And what's supposed to close this month? That's it. If you can answer those 3 questions by opening a screen in under 30 seconds, you have true visibility into your sales process. Everything else, conversion rates, rep activity, win-loss breakdowns, that comes later. Focus on these 3 first. So let's dive into Attio one more time to build out those dashboards and reports for you to be able to answer these 3 questions quickly. All right, so let's start getting visibility into all of the data that we have in Attio set up now. So we're going to go into the reports. We're going to build out a new dashboard. We're going to call this dashboard our sales dashboard. We're going to create a couple of different reports within here to allow us to see the data quickly and easily. So we're going to go into here and hit new report. Then we're going to go and do insight report. And the first report we're going to build out is the activity deals by stage. We want to see where deals are getting stuck in the process, where the majority of the deals live, in what stage. And that way we can start dissecting and getting more insights into, well, what step of the process are we dropping the ball? So we're going to call this report the active deals by stage. So we're going to start by picking our deal source here, and we're going to group by our deal stage, and we're going to remove the won and lost stages, because typically deals will go in there and always live and stay there until the end of time. However, we really want to focus on the deals that are currently being worked on in progress as well. And this bar graph here creates a very nice visual for us to quickly see what stage the bulk of our deals end up getting stuck in. And from there, we can start dissecting what's actually going on under the hood. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, we've created a really great dashboard report that's going to give us in-depth reporting on how the team is performing. Let's go ahead and create the next report here, which is the stalled deals report. So I'm going to call this the stalled deals. We're going to create an insight here where it is deals. And we're going to once again group by deal stage. We're going to segment by deal owner. We're going to filter this to be by date of last activity is after 14 days. So essentially what we're doing here is trying to get deals that have been untouched or unmoved after 14 days. And we're going to be able to organize them by the deal owner and by the deal stage, so we can identify which deals are getting stuck, in what stage, and under whose supervision is that occurring. So just like that, we've created another great dashboard report for you. And we're going to go ahead and save that. And I'm going to show you a really great feature of Attio is when you look at any of the data here, at any time, you could click on the report or the chart, and it's going to pop up for you all of the deals that apply, so you get a more granular input as to what is actually going on and what's going on with this deal, so we can check, okay, this test deal, it's been 14 days, it's stalled. I'm going to go ahead and open that deal and I can review it and assess it, etc. So the final report that we're going to create here is helping us keep track of what deals were closed during the current month. So we're going to go ahead and create a new report. Deals closing this month. We're going to go ahead and create another insight where it's deals. So we're going to start by adding a filter here to only get us deals that have a close date assigned to them. We could have also filtered by the stage. We're going to say this is not empty. And then we're going to go and group by our deal close date. And what this does is Attio has a great feature built in where it allows you to choose different date periods, different date ranges to be able to see and view the data with ease. So I'm going to go ahead here, create this bar graph. I've added in some more test data so that we can fill this report in. And as you can see here, we have one closed deal for the month of February. We could come in here and we can view that deal by clicking on the data point. But we can also come into our deals report filter and change what date range we care about, whether it be weekly, whether it be monthly, quarterly, etc. You have full capabilities. And just like that, guys, we've built out essentially a dashboard that gives us in-depth insights as to how our team is truly performing. And this is only possible because we've created that data foundation layer at the onset with our fields and our workflows to ensure that our sales team is following our process. And when the process is followed correctly, you're able to generate in-depth reports like this to give you visibility in a matter of 30 seconds or less. The reason you can't pull a clean data report right now isn't a reporting problem. It's that the data is going in as a mess, but nothing enforces consistency. And by fixing the first 3 steps, you end up getting clean input and clean output. To close out here and start wrapping up, the 4 main steps for the playbook: map how your deals actually move, build that Kanban board, ensure that you have clear ownership and the required fields set up at every stage, set up workflows that catch skipped steps automatically, and then create one dashboard that answers the 3 main questions that are important for your business in 30 seconds. If you run this playbook yourself, and you literally just watch me build it, your reps will stop winging it within a couple of weeks. It's not complicated, it just takes focus. If you'd rather hand it off, at 6610, we figure out how your team actually sells. We make the systems match. We train your reps so it actually sticks, and we get it done in weeks, not months. We've done this dozens of times for teams at your exact stage. You don't have to figure it out all alone. I'm going to leave you here with 2 main paths. In the description down below, you can grab our do-it-yourself CRM setup checklist and build this yourself. But you can also schedule a free consultation with us where we can discuss how we can set this up for your team to actually sell at scale and provide you with the visibility you need to run your business. Either way, thanks so much for watching, guys, and good luck out there.